True meaning of marriage, no one would tell you. A lot of people view marriage as a mere social arrangement, which is absolutely wrong. And this mentality of viewing marriage as mere social arrangement has created a failed marriage mindset in most people even before the marriage begins. That's why you would see some people planning for marriage and at the same time planning for divorce. They make plans for divorce even before the marriage begins. These set of people say things like, if the marriage no work, not to divorce be that. Why would it not work? It would only not work if you do not want it to work. The success of a marriage is in the hands of the partner. Besides, why do you start what you know that you can't finish? When we understand that marriage was never designed with a divorce option, we would start getting things right. Therefore, marriage is not just a sacred union between a man and a woman, but marriage is a covenantal commitment between two imperfect adults, male and female, who has agreed to better the lives of each other, and in so doing raise a family in a safe and loving environment. That's how I define marriage, because that's what marriage is. Marriage is a perfect institution. But the people in the marriage are imperfect beings. But these imperfect beings are expected by virtue of marriage to make themselves perfect. And how is that going to happen? Follow me gently. Let me show you how. There are key elements in marriage that builds perfection. 1. Honest agreement to better an imperfect person. It means that before you consider marriage, you must be very sure that you are willing to better the life of the person you want to marry, and that you have what it takes, materials and tools needed to be used in making that person better, bearing in mind that this person you intend to better is an imperfect being. That's the number one element you must know. Number 2 element is honest agreement to raise a family in a safe and loving environment with an imperfect partner. Environment here means your entire home and family. You are not supposed to marry if you cannot guarantee the safety of your partner, your children, and your own self, because the only control measure for an unsafe environment in marriage is love. By this I mean that you must love yourself well enough to spread that love to your wife, husband, and children. Otherwise, you will make your family an unsafe environment. The safety of your family can only be established in love. And love here is not a feeling, but a commitment to an imperfect person. This safety is not negotiable and must be considered a paramount. Now, how do you raise children in a safe and loving environment? You do that by establishing a loving and peaceful relationship with your partner and children. Giving them a healthy relationship and a good parenting style must be in place for a safe and loving environment to be established. Notice that all your activities in this institution is with an imperfect person. And what does that mean? It means that when two imperfect partners honestly reach an agreement and commit to that agreement, perfection will be manifested in them and in the children they raise. And that's why the scripture says that, can two walk together unless they agree? Amos 3 verse 3. So when next you think about marriage, please have these 2 elements in your mind. Number 1, marriage is between 2 imperfect adults, and these imperfect adults must be ready to make themselves better than they were before the marriage. It's a selfless act and not a selfish act. Number 2, marriage is between 2 imperfect people. 2 imperfect people must raise a family in a safe and loving environment. If we all can understand this process, marriage will become better than it is and divorce rate will drop drastically, because the lack of this knowledge is the main reason why divorce is inevitable to most people. If you need more guidance on how to get married faster and better, then follow me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the notification button for more. My name is George Ani.